Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. For the people who don't know how to make bread, I'm going to give you a really easy recipe that you can make bread. And this will be your introduction into working with yeast, and you'll have a better understanding of it. You're going to have to grease a 9x5, okay? And I'll be right back. You have to melt 1 tablespoon of butter as well. Do not burn it, and I'll be right back. Okay, in your mixer you are going to add, hold on, I'm going to 1 package of yeast. Now, if you're using a jar of yeast, that's 2 1/4 teaspoons to make 1 packet. Teaspoons. I hate it that they have to seal these things so bad because people get stupid. Let me get the knife. Okay. You want 1/4 cup water. Pour it in with your yeast, and you're going to be adding to this 1 teaspoon of honey. This is only going to make 1 loaf, and it's really set quite easy for people who don't know how to make bread. This will help you get comfortable with bread, making your own bread. And it's an easy one, and it's a fast one. Now, if you're unsure of how old your yeast is, check those dates, because if it has expired, it's dead. It's not going to rise. I'm just trying to get the less of the honey out of this. You're also going to need 1 cup of milk. And get your butter, which is 1 tablespoon melted. Okay. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Well, my teaspoon has honey stuck to it, so I'll use 2 halves. So as you can see, this is going to be a really easy bread, and it only makes one look, which is really nice. And you're not going to have to knead it, you just let the machine do the work for you. I wish they had this when I was learning, but they didn't. And what we're going to do is add a half a cup at a time and add up to 2.5 to 3 cups of flour. Now this is going to be a soft dough. It's the last of the cold coming out of my throat. So the dough's going to be too soft today, so we have to let the machine do this. Oh man. Don't worry, I spilled a whole bunch of it. Boy, I am going to make a mess today. Now we're going to let that beat it, and then we're just going to pour it into the pan. This is how easy this bread is to make. Get you comfort in how to deal with it. I'm actually just beating it like I would be kneading it. You have to admit this is easy work. That's it. That's how easy it is to make this. And I thought this would be really easy for all of you who are going to begin making bread, to give you something easy to work with. And as you can see, it's very tacky. What you're going to do is scrape it into a greased 9x5, and believe you me, it's tacky. It does not want to separate. It's got to separate from here so I can get it into the pan. I'm going to try to spread this out some, and we're going to let it rise. I'm just trying to level it off some. It's very, very tacky. This doesn't make a giant loaf, but if you've never made bread, your family will be very, very happy. Trying to get to go into the corners some, which is giving me a problem. Oh, come on now. Be a good sport. Okay, we're just going to leave it like this, and you're going to go cover it with a towel, and we're going to let it sit until it doubles, and then we'll be cooking it. That's how simple this is to make. So when that doubles, I'll be back. Okay, the bread is risen. I'm a bit busy this morning, I'm sorry. All right, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375. All right, and when that goes there, we're gonna bake this loaf exactly for 30 to 35 minutes, all right? Now, after it's done cooking, you're going to transfer the pan to a wire rack to cool just slightly. Then you're going to take it out and turn it on its side and let it finish cooling completely. And this is a very, 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 I can't say how very simple this bread recipe is for people who are afraid to go into the yeast and make it because they're unsure of what they're doing. Just make sure that your yeast is not expired because it is a living organism. It has an expiration date on it. Keep it close to where your butter compartment is in your refrigerator, and you should have no problems if you watch those two things and just follow through what we did here. You are guaranteed 100% it will rise. Okay, so I'll show you when we're ready to put this in, but right now I've got to get my broccoli going, so I might as well talk to you while I'm trying to do that at the same time. I've just got so much going today. All right, I'll leave this back here until it's time. I wanted to show you how to make shrimp curry this morning, but I could not pull it off this morning because I had the bread going. And I try to do one thing at a time on the videos for you so you can look through the videos and find what you're looking for, but sometimes I do get backed up because I went out to the bazaar yesterday. I had other things to do, so I'm sort of doubling up on my work today. Now, they call this broccoli rabe. The true name of it is baby broccoli. Okay, now I just bought this yesterday. The whole trick, and I can't believe one of these is opening right now. It can't do that. These little tips that you see are flowers. Once they bloom, and here's one that's bloomed and I'm going to pluck it. what happens is that you don't want these flowers blooming because it gives a bitterness to your broccoli. This is why you try to get it when it's really green. And this is really baby broccoli. Now you see that little flower? A little dinky one there. It's gone. All right. This is very easy, but I wanted you to know about that on broccoli. For people who don't know, that this is, though they call it broccoli rabbit or rab, it's really, the real term is just baby broccoli. That's all it is, it's just baby broccoli. It's very, very easy to cook. You don't have to do much with it, but if you want to make a garlic butter sauce, by all means, that'd be quite nice. Or if you want to saute onions, you can do that too. I tell you, forgive me, I'm taking a lot of shortcuts to get stuff done today. Because from now till Thanksgiving, it's going to be quite busy. I finally decided what I want to make for Thanksgiving. What I'm going to be making for Thanksgiving is a fig mocha cake. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? That's my southern accent coming out. I told you I grew up in Texas. What you do is cut these, all right? And we're going to put them in a drain board and drain them. But I think this time I want to saute them with onions to go with my curry. I'm sorry, I didn't pick up a lot of things for curry to go with curry, so I'm going to go a little different. And as you can see, this is a good amount. Just make sure your flowers are not blossoming, or your broccoli, your baby broccoli will be bitter. Though they call it different names, it's broccoli. And you're just going to rinse it, and we'll get an onion. I think this time I'll use a red onion, but you can use a yellow onion. And we'll get some olive oil. So we'll do it a little different, because you can do it with bacon as well if you wish to, cook it with bacon. There's just different things you can do with it. This is very easy. Let me get a red onion. I know some people say you've got to use a yellow onion, you've got to use this, but sometimes you don't quite have that, or you have something on hand, just use it. Remember, I always tell you to take that extra skin next layer that's next to the skin, because you have a good chance that it's turning into skin and it'll be tough and you don't want to serve it like that. So always take that extra one right next to the outer one off. Okay. Okay, let's see. I need a pot, and we will get this going. I even canned my chicken stock, my fish stock this morning. I've been quite busy. Okay, we can get that out. All right, let's see, I got plant. I'm actually thinking I've got to make rice. I don't know if I'm going to have time to make peas and rice. I should have time to make peas and rice with this. I am I'm not sure with the curry. I might have plain rice. We're just waiting for that. I hope everybody has a wonderful and a happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much because you'll make yourself sick, you know. Eat what you can. You can always have fun with the leftovers, believe you me. My mother made a turkey lasagna with her leftover turkey and dressing, and the cheese she used was Munster cheese. She laid out, we had a lot of gravy, turkey, and stuffing left. So what she did was she layered those with Munster cheese, and she baked it, and we ended up having that. I never have enough for all of that, but if I did, I would do it. And according to what you do with your stuffing, I want to put fruit in my stuffing this time with the West Indian curries that my husband gave me. He taught me how to do, so I want to use those seasonings, and I want to put, I think, cranberries, fresh apples, raisins, walnuts in it, so I want to add those fruits into my stuffing, which I think will be very, very interesting. Just to be different, I think last year or the year before I made an oyster stuffing. I want you to know that went into the trash. Somebody said, oh, it's good. Well, I don't like oysters. So it didn't go well for me. People who like it, I'm sure would enjoy it. All right, you take your bread. After it's doubled, you're gonna put it in the oven now, and we're gonna bake it. Always put things in the middle of the oven. If you have more than one, make sure you have at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches space between all of them. Like you're doing a cake, make sure you have space between both of them. And this is going to cook exactly 30 to 35 minutes. Might be 23 after. Okay, I can smell the olive oil. You're looking to get the smell of the onions and olive oil together. That's what you're looking for when you do this. And you'll smell it. Yes, I can smell it now, so I'm very happy about that. Now the dinner, this is dinner that I'm doing right now because I got the bread in there for later. Okay. If you go to cook yellow plantains, what you do is you cook them in some salt water and they become sweet. If you don't put salt in the water, they're not sweet. Okay, they're more on the bland side, so that's a trick if you want that to work. So you pour oil in there and you saute it till you get that onion and olive oil flavors mingled. And you rinse this off and you're going to add this in. And it's at a high heat. And what you're going to do is stir it around and coat it with the oil and the onions. And you'll notice that the green will get a darker green, a beautiful dark green. You just keep stirring. So I'm going to actually have purple and green together when I go to serve it. And it will cook down, don't worry, as you toss it. But it'll get a beautiful coat of the oil on it. Just about got all the oil on it. I'll show you how green it gets. See how green it gets? It gets a beautiful dark green. So remember, you don't want those flowers to blossom. So when you're picking it up, broccoli rabe, make sure that you sit there and you cover that. Now, I don't want to cook the nutrients out of it, so I'm only going to put so much because it cooks very quickly. I'm going to put just a little bit of water in it. Serving the water in a hurry. Okay. Well, the little water I have in there, I'll bring to a boil, then I'm going to turn it down to simmer. Number verified. Okay. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, the broccoli's done. I'll show you how nice it is when you do it this way. That's all the liquid you have as well. Alright, the only thing you have to do is add salt to it. Let's see how nice it is. Whoa! I just burnt my hand. Isn't that cute of me? I told you, when I'm busy, I am really busy. Anyway, the purple onion gives it a nice color. And you just add salt to it, toast salt to taste. I can't tell you how much to put on. If the recipe has an exact, I'll always give it to you, but if it's not, I usually leave it for you to make that decision on your own. Now that you've watched me burn myself, okay? Take care. And, wait a minute, not take care, because we've still got the bread to do. So I'll put you on pause until the bread is done, then we'll see how it looks. Okay, it's time to take the bread out. Here it is. I'm going to leave it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out and set it on its side. Okay, so I'll see you in 5. Okay, let's see how this bread came out. They recommend this is a nice toasty one to have toast with in the morning, with jam, and here it is. It's not a big, giant loaf like the other ones. This is a simpler one. Very nice to have with coffee. So let me put it behind you over here so it can cool. Take care and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.